Welcome back to Story Spill Pod. I'm your host, Elle, and this is the podcast where I read Reddit stories. So if you love that, please subscribe, please join along, please leave comments as I'm reading stories. I love to know what you guys think, and let's dive into it. This is coming from Am I Overreacting? Am I overreacting? Wife accidentally called her ex. Me, 35 male, and my wife, 35 female, have been together for 7 years. I first thought nothing of this. I got back from a work trip and my wife told me that her voicemail box was full and that she had to go through and delete a bunch of old voicemails. She accidentally hit call back on a voicemail from 9 years ago on a message from her ex. She said she immediately hung up and blocked his number. I'm not sure if this just happened the other day or at some point in the week I was gone. This was yesterday, and at the time I thought, okay, why are you telling me? If I had done this, I would have thought nothing of it and not even told my wife. It's just an innocent mistake. She kept asking me if it was okay. There is a history here, though. When I first got together with my wife, she was still in contact with her ex and they were supporting each other emotionally, which she lied to me about and I only found out later. I saw this as a betrayal. Maybe that's why she felt the need to tell me. I looked into it more about how she could have a voicemail from that long ago, and it seems really unlikely that this is the case. Back then, she had an iPhone, and now she has an Android, and voicemail usually doesn't transfer over. I seem to remember talking about how she lost all of her messages when we switched over. Also, we have Google Fi, which doesn't have a limit to how many voicemails you can save. I'm planning on talking to her about this. Am I overreacting or is this suspicious? And they also have a minor update here, which I'll read. I really appreciate all the comments and insights. I haven't decided on anything yet, and I'm being really open-minded. A large part in my asking this was to get feedback on people's experience with older voicemails carrying over between different platforms and service providers. And I thank you for that because looking it up, all I got was unlikely. Seems like it does happen, which was not my experience when switching phones. As for checking the call history, yeah, I will do that in addition to talking things out and will update later. Okay, so it sounds like people were saying that old voicemails can carry over. And yes, to check his call history. So I think this is kind of sus, right? It's like, okay, I mean, she did tell him about it right away. So on one hand, it maybe is really innocent, right? Maybe she literally felt bad that it was like a mistake, but because of the history, she was like, I don't want to, keep this a secret because if you happen to see something, then you're going to think I did something wrong. So it does make sense that she would tell him, right? That makes sense, right? Because he's like, why would you tell me? Like, I wouldn't tell you. And it's like, it's because there's a history, right? There's a complication. So she felt the need to tell you right away. I don't think you're overreacting. I think you do have a right to be suspicious just because of the history of everything. It seems like, it seems like maybe you're not over this thing with the ex, right? If she was still in contact with your ex when you were first dating, you've been together for 7 years though. So that's a long time. But I do wonder if that triggered some old stuff for you. Because I don't think you ever truly forgave her, maybe. And, I would hope that you trust her for the most part, but because it's this specific ex, I can understand. Let's see what people are saying. Some people said it doesn't make sense to have voicemails transferred. I don't know anything about this. Um, okay, someone said you have to manually transfer them. They won't transfer from a different carrier though. So, okay. So you do have to manually transfer your old voicemails over. Do we think that she did that? Because that seems like a lot of work. Unless she had something on there that she specifically wanted, most people don't really care to do that. Okay. See, I don't know the technicalities about how this works. I've never thought about it before. Um, so someone said you're away on a work trip and your significant other accidentally calls her ex, who she lied to you about before. That's true. Honestly, wait a minute. This is true. That's like weirdly convenient that this happened during his work trip. That's pretty weird, guys. Um, yeah, I guess check the call history. I want to see if there's an update on this, any further updates. There's no updates. Okay. The only update was saying, thanks, I'll check the call history. So I'm curious if he's going to find something. And I think that even if he doesn't find anything, he shouldn't feel guilty for being suspicious, especially considering their past. I think it's okay. I think it's okay. I know generally you should trust and believe your significant other, but this is a little weird. And it is kind of weird that she's like, oh, just so you know, like I accidentally hit call back. Like this is a very specific mistake. That's what's weird, guys. It's a very specific mistake. And how would you. This is weird. This is weird. She said she had to delete old voicemails because it was full. And that's how the mistake happened. That's kind of strange. I don't know. That's kind of strange. I don't know how to feel about this. I wish I had more updates on to like if he found anything. But yeah, they're just saying check the phone logs, see how long these calls lasted, right? If it was a mistake and she hung up, then it should reflect that. So guys, this is crazy. I just feel like this is really suspicious. You know what? I'm going on the side of this is weird and I don't trust her. What do you guys think? I wish I had more updates, but I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I would be very suspicious. Okay, well, let's go to the next story. Am I the asshole for telling my coworker that her kids are none of my business? School holidays are coming up, and I have a coworker panicking as she left it too late to book vacation slots. My company had a rule where no more than 3 workers can leave at the same time for vacation. I already filled in my vacation slot months ago, as I haven't taken any in nearly a year. I'm single and unmarried and in my 30s. Company HR told my coworker that her only way to get her vacation is to get one of us who already had our vacation time approved to trade with her. And considering out of the 3 of us whose vacations were approved, I am the only female. Guess who my coworker approached for the trade? She tried explaining, gently at first, that her kids, 6 and 4 years of age apparently, were really looking forward to going to Disneyland and that everything is already booked and if I can give up my vacation spot to her. I told her no, as I too had already had my vacation booked. It's a solo vacation, but I'm not about to tell her that. She got really pushy and kept on trying to insist I give her my vacation spot, saying that my kids would be so disappointed. I blew up at her after the 4th or 5th time, telling her that her kids being disappointed is none of my business. I didn't exactly keep my voice down, so at least half the office heard, and my coworker turned red and left. One of my coworkers, 25 male, who sat to my side, who had heard the entire conversation, later told me that while he gets where I'm coming from, I could be a lot gentler, and I didn't get how hard mothers get it. Am I the asshole? No. You are not the asshole. It's not your fault that this woman didn't plan her vacation properly. You did what you had to do according to protocol. You planned it in advance. You booked your slot. You booked your vacation. And you did everything right according to the rules, okay? You, just because you don't have children doesn't mean that you don't deserve a vacation. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, mothers don't get priority in vacation time for your work. Like that's not a thing, okay? It's not your fault that her kids are looking forward to Disneyland and that everything is booked, okay? It's not your fault. It's not your responsibility. That's completely ridiculous. And the fact that your male coworker is like, you don't get how hard moms have it. Like, how would you know? First of all, you're a man. Also, like, why are you siding with her? That's ridiculous. And telling her that she could be a lot gentler, I don't think she was that bad, especially because this lady kept getting pushy with it and kept insisting and kept being like, oh, my kids, they'll be disappointed. And like, she blew up with her after the fourth or fifth time, it says. I don't blame her for blowing up. I would blow up too. That's ridiculous. This person said, not the asshole. I'm also child free by choice and arrange my vacations very early to make sure they are approved. Her inability to manage her life is not your problem to fix. Also, who makes reservations for a vacation before they have the time off approved? Exactly. I hope that OP has the best vacation ever, and this lady can go to one of the men and beg them to trade, or she could just realize that it's not anyone's responsibility but her own. Okay? These people already booked their vacations and the time slots are filled. Why would they trade with you? They were the ones that thought of everything in advance. So this lady's crazy. Crazy lady. Maybe she's overwhelmed. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt in saying that she's an overwhelmed mother who just had so much going on that she forgot to request the time off first. But again, that is no one's problem but hers. Okay? So I'm getting mad for this person. This is ridiculous. Go enjoy your vacation. This lady can figure something else out. That's it. On to the next one. Am I the asshole for telling my husband I didn't like the birthday gift he got me, even though he told me to be honest if I didn't? A couple of weeks before my birthday, my husband told me very clearly, if you don't like your gift, just be honest so we can return it and get something else. He knows I'm empathetic and don't like hurting people's feelings, but he always says he prefers I be blunt like him. So, he got me a Tissot watch. I appreciate the effort, but when I tried it on, I didn't like how it looked on me. I have long fingers and a larger wrist, and the watch felt too small and delicate. I didn't feel confident in it, and it just didn't suit me. So, when he asked me what I thought, I reminded him of what he told me earlier and said the truth as gently as I could. It's a nice watch, but it doesn't look good on me. That's it. I didn't say it was ugly or trash it. I just gave the honest opinion he specifically asked for. Well, he got really upset. He said things like, "This is the first time I've heard a woman say she wants a bigger watch," and made me feel like I was being ridiculous. I tried to stay calm and even reminded him that we returned 2 of his gifts for his birthday just a few months ago. First, I got him Ray-Bans. He had literally picked out himself, and when I gave them to him, he said he didn't like them anymore, so we returned them. Then I got him customized Nike Air Force Ones, but for some reason I ordered the wrong size, so we returned those too, and ended up using the budget for shirts and ties instead, which was his choice. Not once did I guilt him or make him feel bad. I was a little disappointed, sure, but I never made a big deal out of it. I even told him before all of this, calmly, Please don't get worked up. I don't want to argue on my birthday. But he still turned it into a huge deal. Ended up saying things like, don't get me anything next time, and gave me the silent treatment for the rest of the day. I mean, until now, a couple of weeks ago, sorry, there was an error. I mean, until a couple of weeks ago, even though he returned the watch the same day, I gave him my feedback. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Okay, she's saying he gave her the silent treatment for a couple of weeks, which is crazy. Eventually, I left the room crying, frustrated, and outraged. I told him, it's always like this with you. I've never had a happy, stress-free birthday since I met you, unless we were with my family. And it's true. Every birthday has ended in a fight or tension. Now I'm stuck wondering, did I do something wrong? I followed his advice. I was honest, calm, and respectful. But now he's upset, and I feel guilty for something that feels unfair. You're not the asshole. You're right. He told you straight up, be honest if you don't like it. And then he turned into a big baby. He's a man-child. He's a baby. He's a huge baby. He can't handle the fact that you didn't like something that he got you, even though you were incredibly nice about it. And you actually didn't even say that you didn't like it. You just said you didn't like the way it looks on you. And that's okay, you know? That's something that he said that you could tell him. What really gets me, though, is you said every birthday has ended in a fight or tension. It seems like he has some issue with, like, I don't know, like the attention being on her. Like, it's like her special day, but he has to ruin it. Like, what's up with that? There's something really weird with that. I don't get it. Yeah, this person said, the more concerning parts to me are the silent treatment. Yes, that too. He's being a baby and giving her the silent treatment. And the fact that you said every birthday has ended in a fight or tension. Why is that? Are you mismatched on celebrating birthdays? Does that happen on his birthday or only yours? Is it that he doesn't like birthdays or he doesn't like celebrating yours? Yeah, like how does he... I don't know. This man seems like a boy and I don't like him. He just seems like not respectful to you and emotionally dysregulated. Like, he does not know how to express himself properly, and he's just really disrespectful towards you, and I don't like this. I don't like it. I wish I had more details because I want to understand why is he like this on her birthday. There's no updates here, unfortunately, but man, I just need to know why he is the way that he is. Like, I'm blown away. And the fact that he was allowed to return the birthday gifts that she got him, and there was no problem with that. But the second that she's like, oh, honestly, it's a beautiful watch, but it just doesn't work for my wrist, he throws a tantrum like a little pouty baby. Dump the man, okay? Dump the man. I know he's your husband, but this is like bigger than just a pouty situation at a watch. Like, this screams like bigger issues to me that she's not including here. And I just want to know what else he's doing. And is he only like this on her birthday? Like, what is up with that? I don't understand. No, you're not the asshole. Either dump this man, go into counseling, try to understand why he's like this on your birthday. I don't know. You guys need to work on some things. Mostly he needs to work on some things. But, dude, this is terrible. I'm sorry. He's the worst. He's the worst. Happy late birthday to you, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you have a pouty man to celebrate with that sucks. It really sucks. Oh man, let's go to the next one. Am I the asshole for kissing my best friend's boyfriend? I, 18 male, started questioning my sexuality a few years ago, and I started liking a guy in my grade. Let's call him Nathan for now. We became friends in my science class, and we got along and had similar humor. I wasn't too comfortable in my sexuality, so I didn't tell anyone about this crush, and I kept it quiet and hoped it would go away. But after a while, I introduced him to my other friend. I knew her since we were kids, and we were always kind of close. She doesn't know that I'm into guys whatsoever, and I don't plan on telling her at the moment. We can call her Susie. I introduced Nathan to her, and they hit it off, and I just felt glad that two of my good friends could get along. But a few months later, I'd say October of last year, they got together, and by the time I thought my feelings would vanish, but they just felt worse as the time went on. Especially when I saw Nathan dating my best friend. I mean, I shouldn't feel jealous. It's obvious that sometimes people are just straight. Months went by, and I felt like the third wheel of my best friends, and this guy I'm completely into, and so I just start distancing myself from them. Not like I wanted to, but it just kind of hurt being around them. I felt like a jerk for being emo, but I couldn't stand being around them. Then, 2 weeks ago, some of my friends were talking about hosting a party for our grade, and I helped them plan it and invite people, and although I wasn't on the best terms with Susie and Nathan, I invited them. Last week, the party happened. It was dumb shit. Celebrating our last year in school, I got practically drunk off my mind with my friends, and then Nathan asked to talk to me. We went into a room alone, and I'm pretty sure I remember him saying something about Susie asking him to talk to me. Just asking me why I've distanced myself and haven't put in enough effort into the friendships. I didn't want it to bite me back in the ass, but it did. But then I sort of just told him the truth. I was drinking a bunch that night, so it's pretty much just truth juice. I came out to him and told him I've liked him for years. I felt like a 12-year-old girl. He didn't say much, I think. But I don't know why, but I just came on to him and kissed him. He obviously pushed me off of him and didn't say much. I tried apologizing, but I was slurring my words, and I felt disgusting for doing something like that. But he just left the room. I feel like an idiot for doing such, because I've completely embarrassed myself and the fact that he's my best friend's boyfriend. The next day, I got a bunch of texts from Susie talking to me about how I'm sick in the head and a horrible person for coming onto her boyfriend. I've tried talking to the both of them, but they've both blocked me. So, I don't really know what to do. I haven't seen either of them in school for the past week, and none of my other friends know what they've been doing. I have a feeling there's not much I can do and I should just move on, but it's been clawing onto me. I don't want to harass them and make it worse, so I think I'll just be leaving it for now. Although I wish I could go back and never kiss him. I felt better getting things off my chest, but I hated kissing him. Am I the asshole? Yes. You are the asshole for kissing another person's boyfriend. Yes. Yes, that does make you an asshole. I don't care, here's the thing. The one thing, when it comes to sexuality, obviously that is a very difficult journey to take, especially because he's only 18. That's very young, and I can understand, being confused and hiding things like that definitely takes a toll on a young person. And the fact that, he's had a crush on this guy for so long. However, it's a situation where if Susie was truly your best friend, you would not kiss her boyfriend. It's just I understand maybe that you did it, again, because of your own personal struggles. And yes, drinking is going to bring out the truth in you and probably going to make you do some things that you're going to regret. But at the end of the day, you have to own up to the fact that you are the asshole. I feel like if he's questioning, he's asking, am I the asshole? If you don't realize that you already are, like, get your shit together. Like, you need to understand that that was wrong, okay? And I think, he does say that it was wrong, but he felt better getting it off his chest. So maybe he does know it was wrong. Okay. But I don't know. I just think that, like, at the end of the day, you need to apologize to both of them. Okay? Apologize to both of them. Sit them down together. And honestly, if they're really your friends, I think if you just had a really good, honest conversation with them about your sexuality and your feelings and how much you've struggled, I think they're going to be there for you. As long as you apologize sincerely, then they're going to be there for you, okay? And yeah, everyone is agreeing. Obviously, they're all saying, yes, you're the asshole. And yeah, and you kissed him without permission. That's assault. Very, very true. That's another thing. Oh my God. That's something you can't just do. Like, you can't just kiss someone without permission. Clearly he was taken aback and ran away. And the fact that he was probably drunk too. And it's just like, that's messed up. That's messed up in itself. I don't know how Nathan feels about it. Or if he thought about the fact that, like, hey, that's like it is assault. It is assault. So listen, you got a lot going on. Someone said stop drinking. I agree. Stop drinking. I think you need to go to therapy to understand yourself better. And again, have an honest conversation with your friends. If they're truly your friends, they might forgive you as long as you're very nice to them and try to explain the real truth that's deep down inside of you, because otherwise, this is just, you need to work on yourself and you need to figure yourself out more, because clearly you got a lot going on and drinking does not help. Drinking is the worst idea, especially because you're 18. You're so young. You're so young. Please go to therapy or just take the time to learn who you are and learn who you are on your own rather than kissing your best friend's boyfriend. Don't do that. Please don't. Okay, well, that's all I got for you today. As always, leave in the comments all your opinions. I would love to hear them, especially if you have another side to a story that you have a theory on or something. I love that. Totally love it. But otherwise, that's all I got for you today. Please subscribe if you love Reddit stories. I need to leave my corporate job and this is my way out. So please help me. Please. I would really appreciate it. Okay. All right. Well, I'll see you next time. Hope you have an amazing day. Stay real. I'm awkward. Bye.